Catalonia has a fair share of long, constant radius corners, which together with an abrasive surface make this track tough on tyres. But it's a firm favourite with a lot of the drivers.
And welcome to round number 5 of the F1 99 season mode with Huntel Frentzen. So we're in Catalonia for the Spanish Grand Prix. So at this track here, I'm going to be expecting a strong result because this is one of my favourite tracks in the game. As we go into qualifying, and we've got Eddie Irvine, championship leader, in front of us, and he's blocking us off, and we've hit him going through turn 3. We've lost our front wing, so yet another front wing gone this season. Must be on a record so far. As we go into turn 4, we've got no front downforce, spin off into the gravel, so this lap's completely gone. So we're going to go on to our next lap here as we go over the start finish line, and as we can see there, it's Rubens Barrichello on the pole as we get past one of the Williams there. But as we start off that lap, Michael Schumacher is now taken over the pole. And we're over a second up in the first sector. This car is absolutely nailed to this track. Going to sector 2, 1.2 seconds up on Michael Schumacher. As we go through the final sector here. So this is the old track layout where we had 2 really fast corners to finish the lap off, not like today where you've got a chicane between the 2. We go through the final corner there, over the start-finish line, and this will surely be pole position. And yes, it is by 2.6 seconds, an absolutely massive margin. And I decided to carry on with my laps to see if I could beat that. And the very next lap, I actually do beat it. Knocked another 3/10 off of it, so we're 1:10.6. It's incredible lap times, and still carried on, and we still managed to get a little bit more time off. I decided to see, could I get a little bit more time here, but we've got Alex Zanardi and the Williams in front of us who's going to block this off, a bit like what happened with the Ferrari earlier, and we've knocked him into a spin, and he's out of qualifying. That Williams will not be going any further, but we'll go over to Murray Walker and the grid.
Huntel Frentzen is on pole. Next to him, Damon Hill. Michael Schumacher sits in 3rd place. In 4th, Jean Alesi. 5th place for Pedro Diniz. Micasalo takes 6th place. Giancarlo Fisichella takes 7th. Ralf Schumacher is 8th. 9th position for Mika Häkkinen. Eddie Irvine will start 10th. 11th is Rubens Barrichello. Olivier Panis sits in 12th place. Luca Badoer is in 13th place. 14th place is Teranosuke Takagi. 15th place for Baby Coulthard. Johnny Herbert will start 16th. 17th for Jacques Villeneuve. In 18th is Alessandro Zanardi. Jarno Trulli starting 19th. It will be 20th for Marc Genet. Alexander Wurz, he's 21st. Someone's got to start last. Today, it's Pedro de la Rosa.
So another interesting grid again today, but happy it's a Jordan 1-2, so I'm in front of teammate Damon Hill, and in front of him by almost 3 seconds. So if we can carry over that qualifying pace into the race, we should absolutely dominate this event. As we go onto the grid, and we're going to go over to Murray Walker and the red lights.
Here comes the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's clear, and away we go.
So as has become traditional, made a very poor start. Teammate Damon Hill is into the lead as we go towards turn 1. And we're going to make a bit of contact here through the opening corner. Thankfully no damage done. Behind us, one of the Saubers having a good go at Michael Schumacher there. Did he get in front? Not quite sure. at the moment. Going through the long right-hander at turn 3 into the just equally as long right-hander at turn 4. So a lot of stress will be put on the tyres, so I decided to go for a 2-stop strategy in this race. We go through turn 5, Damon Hill's had a bit of a poor run and trying to have a look at his inside, gets a bit defensive, trying to go to the right, he's still very defensive. As we go through the far chicane, very poor run there for Damon Hill, and we're going to try go around the outside into turn 9. Can we do it? We're in the gravel trap, but we have retained the lead. So fantastic move. And we go into the long left-hander at La Caisse, I believe it's pronounced, not very good at Spanish. That corner is very different to today. As we go into the final couple of bends, those long right-handers, the very fast ones, absolutely amazing corners. And we go over the start-finish line now, and it will be us in the lead from Damon Hill in second. Michael Schumacher will be in third. Jean Alesi is in fourth position. Hacken in fifth. Ralph Schumacher sixth. Irvine, Dinitz, Fisichella and Coulthard complete the top 10. And so absolutely fantastic opening lap for ourselves as we go into turn number 4. And Mika Salo in the BAR has retired, so it's a bit of a shame on that because he's been doing so well this year. He's subbed for 2 races, got 2 points finishes, but he won't get any more today. And that will be the last that we'll see of Mika Salo until, I believe, the Austrian Grand Prix. So we're going to skip forward to lap 11 onto lap 12. We're behind one of the Minardis, is Marc Genet. He's having a very poor home race. We go into the opening corners here. He's very slow through the middle, make a bit of contact. Very lucky. We're very lucky to get away with minimum damage there. But we'll get past him on the start-finish straight as we go on to lap 13. So the Minardis, the Arrows tend to be very close together. They tend to have a really good scrap amongst themselves. As we're now getting past Choro Takagi's Arrows, nearly got taken out by him right at the end of that manoeuvre. And then up in front we've got Pedro De La Rosa and Luca Bedoa as go through turn 4 towards turn 5 into the left-hander. We get a good run. There's a little bit of a twitch there from De La Rosa. He's actually turning out of my way, and it just enough to frighten me off the track. Go through the far chicane up towards turn 9. We're up the inside of Luca Bedoa, but it's a bit of a tight squeeze. They just got through. And so we've cleared him as we go on to lap 14. That is Olivier Panis in the Prost. Always a very difficult person to try and pass. He's a very difficult person to try and pass on this game as we go towards turn number 5. Seem to be picking up that his blue cars don't seem to like blue flags. As we get past him and now trying to get past the Benetton of Alexander Wurz, and he's the same. He looks like he's opening the door and he just slams it in our face. As we go through the right-hander towards turn 10. And can we get past him here? We've made our life a little bit difficult, but we have managed to get round the outside. Lap 15, we've got Johnny Herbert in front of us. Now, in this race, we're going to really see the power of the Ford engine later on as we get past him quite easily here. We're trying to get up the inside of Pedro Dinitz, making our life a bit difficult, and he did actually manage to stay in front of us there. We're still behind him going on to lap 16, and in fact actually we did get past him. That was Jarno Trulli's Prost who I got past and he tucked under. But yeah, so we're only a couple of laps away from our first pit stop, so been running on the soft tyres this race to get maximum speed out of this car. We want to get as much of a lead as possible and build up our advantage, as we're still struggling to get past this Prost. We go into turn number 10, long left-hander. Today it's a much sharper corner. But as we go into the final few corners of the lap, so the fast right-handers that go down the hill, it's a shame they're no longer a part of the track now. As we go over the start-finish line, and we should easily get past this Prost now. And we're going to skip to lap 22 here, and I'm going to make a bit of a funny error coming into the pits here. So we're turning into the pit lane.
Oh my goodness, he smashed that car into the barrier.
And we hit that bit of curb that sticks out, but no harm done there as we come in for our first pit stop. So we're into our pit stop, so we're going on to hard tyres on this stop. So we've got our lead, so we're hoping for consistency from the tyres as we leave the pit lane now, and we've still got an absolutely massive lead. I will skip it onto the next lap in a few seconds, and you can see how big that lead is as we're going through turn number 3. So we're on lap 24 here, so it's going to be myself and Eddie Irvine with a 14-second lead. Hackman third, Coulthard 4th, Michael Schumacher 5th, and teammate Damon Hill is in 6th. So we've already made our first pit stop, and we've almost got another pit stop advantage over the chasing pack, as we're trying to get past the Sauber there on lap 34 with a little bit of contact. But we're going to go on to lap 36 here, so this is where quite a big moment in the race happens. So we're getting up the inside of that cross into turn 4. Now in front of us, amongst the scrap between the Minardis and the Arrows, we've got a BAR of Ricardo Zonta. And we try and get the inside of the BAR and the Minardi in one go, and there's a lot of contact in the middle of the chicane there. And we've had a little bit of mayhem there, as Mo Walker says. We're going into turn 9. They've actually spun off on the inside of the corner. Really unusual place to spin. The reason why that's happened is we have rear wing damage. So we need to get into the pit lane and get that fixed as a matter of urgency, which thankfully happened fairly close to my second stop. So I'm able to get the car fueled up to the end. And also quite lucky, it's only going to be a short stop. It's not going to be like when we lose a front wing. It's nearly 20 seconds as we're going to be leaving the pit lane here. And we'll skip it on to lap 40 here, just so we can see how big the lead is. So it has gone down to 11 seconds. So thankfully it didn't end up being too bad in the end, getting that rear wing damage. Ideally I didn't want it to happen at all, but sometimes these things happen. So got a few more back markers in front of us. Can't quite tell who that is. Looking at this from a really tiny screen as we go into the hairpin there. Run a little bit wide, no harm done, but with us losing that time, we need to rebuild the lead. There's 15 laps left, and the AI tend to be very quick near the end of the race as well. Make another error there through the final corner, very easily done on this game. So skipping forward a few corners here on the next lap, and we find out our teammate Damon Hill has retired again. Three races he's retired from in 5 rounds, and he's getting a bit fed up. And there's rumours going around that he might be retiring at the end of the year, possibly even as early as Silverstone if he's that unhappy. So continuing on lap 41, we've got a few more back markers to get past Pedro De La Rosa's Arrows. Just knocked the Minardi off there. Just a little tap, and it just sends him miles off the road. Got the inside of the cross into the penultimate corner, and we're just lapping back markers now until we get to the end of the race. So we try and go around Johnny Herbert there, but look at the power of that Ford engine that just gets him straight back in front. We try and get up the inside into turn 10. He's going to build up a bit of a margin here, which we'll have to claw back as we go into turn 4 towards turn 5. And again, that 4 power just keeping him in front of us as long as he can. Just a shame that car didn't have more downforce. Otherwise, that could have won more races than what it actually did. because they only won that one race at the European Grand Prix in '99. As we're behind Alex Zanardi. Williams here, going to sneak up the inside into turn 10, easy pass. Or was it? Guess not, I ran off the track. But we want to stay in front of that Stewart as we go over the start-finish line. We do not want them back in front. We go through the final corners, and Zanardi will let us through after this bend here as we go over the start-finish line. He is slowing down, and we're going to put him a lap down. We're going to skip to lap 54 here, and we've got a lot of back markers in front of us. One of those cars there in front is Ruben Barrichello, as he has a bit of a moment there with one of them, and we managed to get through. So Ruben Barrichello is in 7th place at the moment, so we're nearly getting to the stage where we're lapping some of the point scorers to try and get up the inside of the Minardi, and just about do it. A bit of a tight squeeze, but we're still going to stay in front, and very nearly got a tap on the rear suspension, but we got through. So we're going to skip to the final lap now. So after we got past Rubens Barrichello, he did stay very close behind us. But he did make me feel a little bit nervous at times, but he never made the move to try and get an unlap himself. As we're now going into the final sector on the final lap, and it's just bring it home from here. And we're going to get our first win of the season as we go round the last 2 corners and onto the start-finish line. And Heinz Howard Frentzen and Jordan are going to win the Spanish Grand Prix. Absolutely fantastic, as we've absolutely dominated that race. As we look at the top 6 there, so we finished first. Michael Schumacher was in second, 46 seconds behind. That is an absolute mile. Eddie Irvine was in third, Hakkinen fourth, Coulthard fifth, and Ralf Schumacher in sixth. Over a minute behind. As we get a full look at the race results there, so not many retirements in this one compared to usual. So we'll go over to the championship standings. So Eddie Irvine finally has a race where he doesn't win, other than that retirement that he had in San Marino. He's on 34 points. Michael Schumacher is in second on 22. We're in third with 18, so that's got us in front of Mika Hakkinen. David Coulthard is in 5th with 12. Damon Hill stays on 9. He's almost been caught by Ralf Schumacher, who's on 8th. Villeneuve, Salo and Barrichello still have 3 points, and Fisichella still has the 1 point. In the Constructors' Championship, not a lot has changed. Ferrari have got 56 points. McLaren are on 39. Jordan are on 27 in third. The only change of positioning was between the Williams and the BAR, because I believe the Williams have jumped up in front. In fact, actually no, they were 1 point ahead, so they've just gained another point over the BAR. Stewart are in 6th with 3 points, and Barrichello, I misread that, is Benetton. Benetton still have 1 point in 7th. So fantastic way to get our first win of the season by absolutely destroying the opposition. Next race will be in Canada, so that's going to be another really strong race for me there. Hopefully might be able to get another win out of that and just really close the gap down to Eddie Irvine and Michael Schumacher, because I think if we win that race, we will jump Michael Schumacher no matter what happens. So that'll be all for this round here. We'll be seeing you in the next round in Canada. So hit like, press the subscribe, do leave a comment down below, and share with your friends. So that'll be all for today, and we'll see you next time.